Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to Bodywork Boxing. A beautiful night of boxing. And I got a question for y'all. Do Tank finally get his credit? You know, I'm not a knee-jerk reactionist. You know, I've seen some of the content out there, you know, some of the people that's actually, you know, giving their take, some of the major people, you know, what people are putting their energy towards and this and that. And, you know, initially I was like, well, you know, what are the haters saying, basically? What are the people that don't really care for Tank? What are they saying? You know? And right off the bat, Devin jumped out there and said, what in the cheating crap is this? You know what I'm saying? Talking about the little delay that they had in the fight, about the 1 minute delay when was a ruckus in the crowd. And I'm like, oh, well, okay, that's all you got really to cast a stone at, then your foundation is a little shaky. But I want to say, you know, salute to Tank, salute to his camp, salute to Coach Calvin, Coach Kenny, his whole team, all his staff. You know, I think that what he did for the community, the state of Maryland, the city of DC, you know, he stimulated the economy. He, you know, fed or helped a lot of people, you know, get paid, support their families. He gave back. That's the definition of giving back. You know, you can go out and make all the bread, but when you bring some of that back, a la LeBron, when he came back, you know, that's what Tank did, man. It's iconic. I seen Lil Baby in the building, even though he didn't walk him out, man. There was a plethora from Meek Mills, you know, a plethora of a star-studded event with, of course, Steven Jackson was in there. You know, it was a lot of people, man, and a lot going on. And with all the distractions leading up to this, that young man rose to the occasion like always. You know, there was some controversy on the earlier cards. You know, I posed a question. In the Speedy Rashidi versus Romain Villa, was it judged right or was it a robbery? You know, I got my thoughts about that, man. I'm going to give that its own little segment. Also, you know, I want to address something about the Boots and Karan Chuttigan. I'm hearing this narrative about running, when people are running. You know, I think it's something that is used a lot. I allow the word duck. You know, it's one of them things that's kind of like overused in the sport of boxing, because it seems as though, you know, we just had a situation where when Teofimo Lopez was fighting Sandor Martin, and he really fought a style that he didn't want to engage, they were saying that Teofimo was saying that he was running, but he wasn't running. What he was doing was he was basically being a counterpuncher. He was trying to make the fight come, and he was being avoided. He was avoiding engaging, but he was being opportunistic in when he actually chose to mount his offense. And it's a good tactic for, you know, power punching counter punchers, you know, who might use a lot of foot pressure. So you'll see this because, you know, a lot of people were saying that about Shakur, because, you know, he has one of the most perfect hit and not get hit styles when it comes to sheer boxing, pure sheer boxing, hitting and not getting hit. You know, his opponent don't land. So in the case of Boots and Karan, I think that the notion that Karan ran is something that we gotta chop the legs off right now. The dude had an exceptional pivot. I said, hey man, the man couldn't jump rope, but then I said, hey, some people are not good at being hamsters on the wheel, doing the underwear Olympics and stuff. I know I never, when it came down to all them little drills and have to, you know, do all these little things, I wasn't good at it. But you get me out on the field, you know, I knew how to play. And I think that that's what that dude Karan was, because it was obvious he had a skill set, man. If that man had a little bit more power, man, that fight could have been a little bit different. How they had him not winning a round, I don't know what fight everybody was looking at. But this notion that he ran, I don't think he ran. I seen a whole lot of lead lefts. And then I seen some lead left 1-2s. I seen some 1-2 microphone checks on that. I seen some pivoting. I seen some lead body work. I seen some left right kidney shot. You know what I'm saying? I seen a lot from that dude. And that dude did not run. I think that he was wise and not engaging with Boots, but this notion, we got to stop doing that. When your fighter can't get the job done, a la, let's just say when Devin fought Cambosa, they say, oh man, he was evasive or he got on his bike. Yeah, it was a point in time when Kadaran got on his bike, but for the most part, that man was boxing. So we got to get out of that, man. When your favorite fighter don't get the job done, we got to stop painting little narratives out here now. Everybody's not running. Some people can actually box. And I think that a lot was shown. Is he ready? Is Sasquatch ready? Just what some people say that Sasquatch feet a la Boots look pedestrian, might I say? I mean, I saw a lot of misses. Like I saw some, more than one, about 3 spin around misses where he swung so hard he spun all the way around against somebody that has some sustain. And I don't know if it was just he felt he could do that against that guy, but it was a lot on film that somebody could, somebody was actually watching and stalking. It was a lot that was put on film in that fight. I think that we need to see what's really going on, man. I think that's why these guys need to get in there and they need to fight each other. I think that even with the Speedy Rashidi thing, I think that came down to, I guess, a level of conditioning, because it was like Speedy had it up until the last minute. He had it up until the last minute, and Buddy clipped him twice, and it was like a matter of how the judges scored that fight. And I didn't score. He had to knock Speedy out in order to win that fight for me, but I think the knockdown made it look worse than what it really was. But Speedy pretty much dominated that fight, and I think it might have came down to conditioning and one bad habit, that backing straight out. But Speedy don't have anything to hold his head down for. He fought a durable guy. You know what I'm saying? He fought one of them Terminator-esque type guys, who had conditioning and had enough power. And it was that one mistake, one too many times. You know what I'm saying? That one bad habit, that backing straight back out, you know what I'm saying? Not pivoting and not ducking, like having a good escape route. But I sent a little message over to Speedy, man. Hopefully he read it, man. And I said, man, hold your head up, man, and come right back. But we saw that on the undercard. We saw Boo Boo on the undercard along with Damon Nicholson, and it was a little weird fight of sorts. I thought Damon could have let his hands go a little bit more. But clearly, Andre was more crispy. He was letting his hands go. And I think for his first move up, having a guy like Damon on at 68 was a good welcome. And Boo Boo passed the test, pretty well. Pretty well. I'm looking forward to, him and Maul. Maul got to get back in the saddle and, rock some ring rust off and, put his name in a hat. But, we saw a lot in these undercards. I saw Brandon Lee, and Brandon Lee had made a statement. He said that he wants to go ahead and start moving up. And he wants to see some of these guys, I guess, in the top 15, I think he was saying, or, some of these top guys, because he's not being tested. And I'm like, wow, man, like the last fight we saw, Buddy put you on your pockets. And he said something about the haters on, online. And I'm like, man, I'm trying to figure out when does any fair criticism on these bosses actually count, man? If you face adversity in the fight, but you get back up to win, you won. But to say can't anybody talk about it, like, I don't know. I think it's just an era where social media, anybody can say whatever they want on social media, and a lot of people take full advantage of it for the clout, for the energy, for all of the low level energy stuff that go on and the back and forths and all that. But a lot of the times, man, as a boxer, you just got to be real with yourself, because it's really your fans that say, hey, man, it's your fans that really keep it 100 with you. They don't always agree. You know, it's your fans that say, hey, man, yeah, I give you a B. I give you a B minus, you know what I'm saying? And then you're like, what? I got an A plus. It's like, no, you know, good fans will actually tell you you got a B minus. So good fans actually tell you, you know, exactly what your weakness is or your areas of opportunity and why, because you only get better. It's like Derrick James. Every time he don't give his guys nothing but praise at the end of it. He tell, all right, look, I still saw some things we can work on. Congratulations, but I still saw it. And that's the mind of somebody that's always evolving. You know, so I'm not sure about the statement about not being tested, because that guy was moving up, Brandon. You know, you did your job. You did your job this go round, you know, but that guy that fought you, man, if he had been in that weight class a little bit longer or had been a little bit more prepared for you, man, that might have been more than a test, but you passed. You passed that test. It was good to see Brandon back out there, man. I want his name in a hat up there, and I do want to see him up against some of the big guys, but I think that in this era, when you lose your O or you get matched with an opponent like a De Los Santos, you know, and somebody that can come in off the shelf and, you know, get right with you. Somebody that's been waiting for their opportunity like Eminem, and they lose themselves in the moment. You know, you got to be cautious, you know what I'm saying? You got to be built. You got to fight against this style and that style, you know. But all in all, man, I think it was a great event. I'm so proud of Tank. You know, the event went out without a hitch, you know, and I think it really came down to the numbers. I had a 78-74. And what I saw was it was 26-3 in the jab department. In the power punches, it was 53-27. And in total, it was 41-26. All in favor of Tank. And the numbers really tell a story. You know, I was looking at the CompuBox. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to do another video about it, breaking down the numbers and what everybody saw, because I think fresh off of a victory, man, I think sometimes we need to let these champions breathe a little bit. We need to let them breathe a little bit. Let them bask in the glory, you know, especially when they go through adversity and they do things like this. And at the end, you know, they still deliver. They still come through, you know. So I like to let them breathe, but I'm going to come back, man. I want to hear a little bit more of what's going on out there online and how these narratives get painted, because I'm collecting data right now. But I got some CompuBox things I was working on. I'm going to roll out in another video. But I wanted to salute Tank, man. There was a lot of pressure. You had a lot of people on your shoulders, man. You had a lot of people that was, benefactors of you putting on that event. You know, I see you opening up in the media, you're not clamming up in the media. We starting to see more and more Tank. You know, he's being more and more comfortable in front of the cameras. He's witty. You can actually see how funny he is and how well spoken he actually is. Yeah, he got a little accent, you know what I'm saying? But who don't, depending on where you from. But all in all, the team did a good job, man. And it was nothing but success, man. I hope that this is the first of many more to come, man. And I have no complaints about what I saw at all. I want to know what y'all think about all of this. Is Tank gonna get his just dues? You know, I've already seen some people say, I saw clickbait about something being rigged, and it's just like people can put up whatever they want, man. But here at Bodywork Boxing, we don't do clickbait. You know what I'm talking about? What you see in the title is what you will get. I want to say salute to everybody, man, who played a part in that whole ordeal, that extravaganza. You know, I think a lot of good came out of that. You know, where do you have Boots at now? Is Boots ready for a Bud? Is Boots ready for a Spence? Do Boots and Virgil look even more attractive? You know, how do you feel about what you've seen from Tank, you know, going ahead and into Ryan? You know, I'm not going to get all down into the whole back and forth right now because I'm going to let that man breathe. But in general, what do you think about the matchup now? You know, is Ryan in trouble for not going ahead and, you know, keeping the ring rust off and being active? Or did he play it smart by preserving himself? Because don't look like Tank took much wear and tear on that. You know what I'm saying? I think when it came down to the body work, you know, Garcia did, you know, was able to hit him in the body 15 times. Tank was able to hit him 17 times, and I think that was the most successful area that Hector Garcia had, was the body work. That's what made the fight look like, in some aspects, made the fight look a certain way in certain times. But again, I got another video about those numbers, man, because, you know, I love those numbers, man. The numbers don't lie. Let us tell you, the numbers tell you exactly what your eyes saw, contrary to what people were, you know, saying, because some of the commentary last night on, especially on that Rashidi fight, some of the commentary, I was just like, man, what's going on? Are y'all seeing what I'm seeing? But all in all, man, I just had to do it today, man. I wanted to say, you know, salute to Tank, man. Salute to the coaches. Salute to the teams. Salute to the city of Baltimore, man, because they got them one. And boxing, man, if you appreciate boxing, I hope this man can get his just dues as far as being a, you know, complete boxer, a true predator, a pound for pound, and an attraction that can sell out. They said it was 19,031 people. I think it was more than that, they said. I think it had got over 20, but it was sold out. And he advances to 28-0 with 26 KOs. You know, I want to send out positive vibes to Hector Garcia. I want to say positive vibes to you, man. You put up a good valiant effort, man. You caused a little bit more problems than what I thought, but Tank was very patient. I see this slow, methodical style where he's studying and collecting data, and, you know, he might let you hit him a couple times. He might try to do different things, but I think it was more of the southpaw thing, because for that left to land where he needed to be, his left was further away than what it normally is when he's fighting somebody in the orthodox stance. So I think that, you know, that was a good test. So if you ever see Shakur under the big bright lights, that's, you know, another Olympian, southpaw, you know, hit and not get hit, like to stay clean. I think that was good film, because that was another thing that people say, you know, when they came, well, when the last time he fought a southpaw? When he gonna fight a black dude? You know, all those kind of things, you know. But all in all, it was great. I'm excited. You know, I think boxing is in a good place. I think this venue and what was able to happen, especially with the matchups, because we didn't think, on paper, we didn't think that it was going to be that competitive, but these were some very competitive matchups. And as a result, I want to see more of Karan Chukajan, whatever you call him, you know what I'm saying? I think Karan Chukajan actually, you know, I think it's some people that are going to want to see him, man. People that's going to be honest about what they actually saw that night. I'm not going to elaborate too much, man. I just wanted to get on here and just give that man his credit. You know, I wanted to say salute, you know, and I'm proud, you know, of Gervonta Tank Davis. You know what I'm saying? He went ape shit, man. My man said, I can't see. Tank was like, I see nobody, headshot. You know what I'm saying? Hit that man in his cranium. And it was all she wrote. It was like, I don't even know where I'm at. But hopefully he's safe. You know, we'll definitely can box another day. You know what I'm saying? He retired on the stool, but not from the game. And, hey, you know, with the conditioning, some of the things we've seen in boxing, man, you get hit with a concussive blow like that, where your lights blink out. You know, you do want to live to box another day. So hopefully, you know, he earned his paycheck. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he'll bounce back like the Olympian pedigree champion that he is. He can still hold his head high, because he got in the ring with somebody who only two people lasted. You know, so hold your head high, Hector Garcia, and you can bounce back. Just like I'm waiting for Ugas to bounce back, man. But when you fighting the best, it happens. Anyways, man, that's all I had, man. Thanks for all of the kidneys, man. I think we at 380 strong right now. So I appreciate each and every one of you here at Body Work Boxing. But we don't take things for face value. We do that body work.